is time. It is time to brew your best beer. The 2015 Sjporr Challenge is brought to you by the Grainbill Homebrew Supply, located in Red Lion, Pennsylvania. Brewers Exchange, operating in the U.S. and Canada. Finney's Homebrew Emporium, located in Bishopdale, Christchurch, New Zealand. And Omega Yeast, located in Chicago, Illinois.
What's up, B's and G's? We're almost done. I'm really disappointed and upset about that. I've got 3 beers left. After I drink this one, it'll be 2. I can do maths.
What's the largest number you can think of?
100,000?
999,000.
1,000,000.
In actual fact, it's neither of these. The largest number is about 45 billion, although mathematicians suspect that there may be even larger numbers. Take a look at this equation. It's known as O'Donnell's theorem. If we plot its graph, we arrive at this unusual shape. A uniformly curved line that somehow joins up with itself, that science has yet to find a name for. Can you think of a name for it? If you can, the Royal Mathematics Society would like to hear from you, because they hold a competition each year to find a name for this figure. The final takes place in Nottingham on April the 4th of September. And you could win your school this computerized toast system. So, good luck.
Yeah, so I'm getting really bummed out. But I'm not going to let that spoil my evening of reviewing. I'm going to do one today, possibly one this weekend, and then one next week, or maybe 2 this weekend. Cry in my non-existent beer thereafter. So tonight, what I'm drinking, oh god, this thing is heavy, is CD6-741-120 Kwisatz Haderach. I like the Dune reference, man. This is a beer with local coffee. I will open the spreadsheet after I open this beer, and I will get exact local ingredients, but I do believe that this is local Virginia coffee. And so I think it's a coffee porter, if I'm not mistaken, but I typically am mistaken a lot. So anyway, I'm going to pause this, and I'll pour this, and I shall be right back. All right, hold on. Okay, we're back. Oh, no, wait a minute. Now we're back. Gotta watch the numbers, Dan. So, poured it out. Beautiful black porter with a khaki head. I've said a lot of khaki heads. This challenge. But this one smells so good. It's a really creamy head. Carbonation is really awesome. It's little small tight bubbles, kind of right up the glass, streaming almost up the glass. It smells like coffee. It smells like a good cup of coffee. But it's a good cup of coffee with kind of a frothy milk sweetness to it. Even though I'm not getting full milk, it's got that coffee creamed coffee nose to it, and a rich coffee as well, not some watered down Dunkin' Donuts garbage. See if I'm pulling any other notes off of this. I'm kind of letting the head die down a little bit. Oh, I got some on my nose. Fucking idiot I am. Yeah, there's a bit of licorice, actually, a little bit of molassesy licorice. Definitely that coffee roast, and good bit of roast too, not just coffee roast, but a roasty roast. The bit that was stuck on my nose is still giving me that creamy kind of coffee flavor or aroma. So I'm gonna dive in to this and then take a sip and then sit with this for a little while. So cheers, and let me get a good old glug of this one. Hold on. Don't you wish you were me? I'll be back. Okay. It's a damn good thing he gave me a bomber. Fuck me. Well, this is having drunk all the way down and then poured again to drink more. I left the bomber out when after I poured the first time. I didn't put it back in the fridge or anything. I left it out, kind of let it come up to temp a little bit higher up, warmer, even though it's not super warm in here. Originally on the nose, I got a fair amount of coffee, but not, it's hard to explain. I'm kind of curious as to like the roast of the coffee that you used, whether it was a light roast, a dark roast, and coffee has its own, regionality to it. So I'd be curious to also know, yes, it's from a local coffee roaster to you, but is it a local bean? Obviously, probably not. But where did it come from? Was it Jamaican, Ethiopian, Colombian, Tahitian? I think there's some Tahitian coffee, I think. But because I'm curious about that, because the coffee is dying out a lot more in this now. I'm getting more molasses. Yikes! Sorry about that. Prunes and molasses and chocolate. That creamy, coffee creamer sort of nose that I got originally on the pour has kind of dissipated. I'm getting a lot more milk chocolate now on this. It's very interesting. It's been changing, A, as it warms, but sort of B, as I sip it. Kind of each sip tastes different, which is, I'm not sure if it's just kind of working over my tongue a little bit more every time. Plus, I've been spending a lot of time with it. This is the second beer that I've had in this East Coast. Ugh, sorry, I'm cramping up. That's kind of given me that mushroom flavor. Not in a bad way, but there was a very mushroomy, bassy flavor to this. A little while ago, a couple sips ago, actually. It was fleeting. It kind of came in and then just kind of disappeared, but it was there. And it was there on the nose, too, at first when I got it. Yikes. Take another sip. Cheers. Yeah. I'm getting a lot more chocolate on the tongue now, too. So I'm getting a chocolate on the nose. I'm getting chocolate on the tongue. I've gotten prune on the nose, molasses, and treacly dark sugar on the nose. I'm curious about, yikes, bath time, I guess. I'm curious about your grains. Two things in particular. One, as to whether or not you use like black prints in this. And then two, this tastes like it was cold steeped dark grains. I don't know how to describe it other than the extracty smell from cold steeped dark grains. Not extracty like in a bad way, just there's the it's kind of like a chocolate syrup extracty nose that I get from dark grains that have been cold steeped. So I'm just curious as to whether or not you cold steep these in this, because I'm kind of picking up what I get is a dry non-astringency from cold steep dark grains that I get sometimes. I don't really know how to put that into words. It's kind of one of those things that I taste it and I know what I'm thinking, but I'm not sure as to whether or not I can explain it. Excuse me. Cheers. Definitely coffee, and a fair amount of chocolate now. The coffee is kind of on the nose but dissipating, but the chocolate is definitely there now. This is an amazingly great porter. It's an amazingly great beer, period. Doesn't have to be just based on the style of it to be amazingly awesome. I can see this being being a breakfast beer, in that we associate coffee with breakfast, but I also see this being and working really well as a dessert beer too. Maybe with a little bit more body. It's a little thin, but it's a porter. Kind of slides right back with a little bit more viscosity, I guess is the word I could use. In this, it would be a really great dessert beer as well. It's got a lot of the flavor components that are present in sweet dishes, not just savory breakfast dishes. I guess sweet breakfast dishes too, but I think you know what I mean. All in all, this thing is fucking awesome. I really, really enjoyed this beer. Thank you for sending a big frickin' bottle of it, because I would have been really upset if I could only have had a small bottle of this. So, cheers. The bottle's all the way over there. I don't have the number again, but I know it's your beer, Dan. So, cheers. Well frickin' done. This is really awesome. Ooh, yeah, really awesome beer. And you should be well psyched about this thing. It's fucking awesome. So, cheers, man. Thank you for being in this contest. That's fucking awesome. Well fucking done, dude. Alright, y'all have a good evening, and I will catch you on the next review. I've only got 2 more. Later, y'all. Peace.
The fuck you talking about?